Welcome back to the Dex and Randi Show, the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. Stay tuned. You're coming up next. What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Dex and Randi podcast. I'm your host, Dex. I'm excited as always to have you out here with us for another episode of our podcast where we just talk about the ups and downs of life, everything that's real about this life journey. It ain't easy. It's got a lot of positives, a lot of negatives, and we just help you to get through all of that. But before we get into today's episode, I got to let my beautiful co-host introduce herself as always. What's up, man?
Hello, I'm Randi with the Dex and Randi Show.
How you feeling today? Hey, I ain't never seen them jeans, though.
You have?
I have?
Yeah.
I ain't seen them in a minute. I'm like sitting there watching them in the corner of my eye trying to do the intro drop.
You like them?
I like them a lot, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You don't know where it show a whole lot of skin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true.
But anyway, before we get into this episode, yo, we got to give a big shout out to our sponsor as always that makes our podcast possible. All right. We want to make sure that we shout out Basden Accounting. All right. Basden Accounting. You want to get your taxes done, individual taxes, business taxes. We in tax season right now. You need to reach out to the number one tax accountants out there that's going to go through your situation with that fine tooth comb that you need to make sure that everything is right, that your refund is right and legal. All right. But we're going to make sure that everything is good and that you're treated well and you have the right expertise over your taxes. But not even just taxes. Accounting. If you got a business, you need to have a good accountant. You need to have a great accountant. Make sure you reach out to Basden Accounting. They'll look over your books, make sure that everything is recorded correctly, reconciled, everything is right, financial statements, everything you need for your business financial needs. Both in the past and in the future. You need financial advice. You need to know what to do with your money. They do everything. Reach out to Basden Accounting. You can find them on Instagram at Basden Accounting. You can find them on their website, www.basdenaccounting.com. Reach out to them today. They're the sponsors of the Dex and Randi podcast. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
That was really good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Short and sweet.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
It might have been sweet. You weren't short, though.
You're pretty long-winded. So.
Oh, that was pretty good. That was actually pretty good for me. That was about 45 seconds. So I got it out. What's up, man?
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
That's how I feel, too.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. But listen, yo, before we even get started today, I got to have a real moment real quick. First of all, I'm in here sweating because it's hot in here. But listen, man, for everybody that's been following the Dex and Randi Show, again, we go through the real times of life, not just the good times, but the tough times too. We give advice. We give a lot of knowledge on this podcast. But sometimes something that's amazing, it could be kept a little secret and not everybody gets to experience that. And we want y'all to help us fix that. You know what I'm saying? I was on Instagram this week a lot more than usual. And there was a lot of things that I saw. And I just got to touch on these things. You know what I'm saying? I saw... Rest in peace. I saw Irv Gotti. He a music producer. He passed away. He had a stroke. I want to give condolences to him and his family. But I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it and I start scrolling through the comments and people going crazy with the comments talking about negative stuff, Ashanti, this and that, and people trying to make jokes and somebody's passed away and the first thing people's talking about is little quirky statements or whatever, just trying to get their own likes. You know what I'm saying? It's real sad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there thinking like, as much as I want to grow my podcast, I want authentic listeners. I want real support and real love. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of y'all out there, when you got a podcast like this that's positive, that's really helping you navigate life in real situations, y'all don't even want that. Y'all want the negative. Everybody loves the negative. Everybody loves the drama. Somebody goes online and makes a fool of themselves, you know what I'm saying? And they got like 100,000 likes and all types of comments. But then people that's out there really educated, really real people that's helping with real life situations, y'all scroll through that. You don't got nothing to say. You don't follow it. And that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We gotta fight this sinful nature that we have as humans where we just love the negative. We love the bad. We got to start loving the good. You know what I'm saying, Randy? We got to start loving the things that's going to make us better. But that's human nature for you. And I want to reach out to y'all because this podcast is where you want to be. If you love it, make sure you share it. You know what I'm saying? We teach you how to go through the tough times and the good times in life. We got a community here where we can really help each other. And we not sitting here doing the usual thing. I don't got Randy. Randy ain't on Instagram doing random workouts where the only angle from the camera is her butt. You feel me? Like, we not doing that for the likes. You know what I'm saying? Likes don't mean that much. You know what I mean? We ain't doing these things just to get likes, but that's what everybody likes. But that's a problem. That is a problem, yo. We got to stop loving the negativity so much. We got to stop looking for all that self-gratification. You know what I'm saying? But I say all of that because one thing, though, and Randy, I want to get your thought on this. I know I took us off, but one thing, though, as being Christians, yo, God lets us know that there's a wide path, you know what I'm saying? And then there's a narrow path. And he lets you know that walking that narrow path, it could be real lonely sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it had me thinking, like, I'm okay to grow this podcast slow and steady if it's real. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just jump on the wide path because I know that's what works. Because I want to be real to the calling, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to be real to what God did to have me in on this podcast in the first place, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be chasing likes. I don't want to be changing content, chasing likes. I don't want to do that. But me going through Instagram this week, I was just really made me just realize again, like, people don't necessarily really love you just because they like your content.
Right.
Because they be waiting to go crazy on you anyway when it goes bad. You know what I'm saying? So to y'all that love it, make sure you share the podcast. But when it comes to money, relationships, children, health, friendships, and how to deal with the good and bad of that, this is the best place to be because we talk about all that in a real way. Y'all got to stop loving and gravitating to those things that's not really good for you. You know what I'm saying? Last thing I'll say is when I was talking about the Arif Gotti thing, and again, rest in peace to him and his family. I won't stay on this too long. But he said something on this Drink Champs interview that caught my eye. There's two things they shared in some of his clips, you know, his family posted when he passed. And one of the things he was talking about was, he said, everything that tastes really good, it ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it, all the stuff you eat that tastes really good, it's because it ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're on Instagram, you're scrolling, this stuff is just so entertaining and it's so captivating. It may not even be good for you. Not good for the soul. Not good for the spirit. But it feels good.
Yeah.
And that's what the devil does. You know what I'm saying? He always makes things feel really good that are terrible for you. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna feel good, but we're actually good for you. You know what I'm saying? We can't wait for them authentic listens. But I had to get that off my chest.
I like
you know
that.
what I'm
That
saying?
was very.
I had to get
very
that off
nice.
my chest. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because I don't want it like that.
Right.
And I just felt like, you know, whoever's rocking with us could rock with us for real. You know what I'm saying? But I just saw all the negativity. All we should be saying is rest in peace, condolences to his family. But you scroll through, people just searching for likes.
Mm-hmm.
People just searching to be noticed. And I'm like, that's so terrible. Like, that's so terrible. You cracking jokes. Somebody said something like, oh, meanwhile, Ashanti's, somebody said something like, Nell is sitting there tapping Ashanti like, you better not cry. I had to clap back. I don't usually clap back in the comments, but all I wrote back in the comment was ignorant.
Right. Yeah.
And then I saw the little thing pop up. Instagram was like, you sure you want to post that? And I said, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like, ignorant, like,
Mm-hmm.
but why would somebody say that?
Well, I think it's a desensitization
Yeah.
to death now because you see it all the time. You got true crime shows. You see people getting hurt on Instagram. Like, I mean, not Instagram, social media, period. Like, it's just too much exposure to it. So when it happens, it's like, and you feel like you need to give your opinion on something or somebody, and you don't even know them. Like,
I know.
it's like you can't even connect that an actual person has
Passed away. It's sick. Though.
Right.
It's sick. Somebody's lost their daddy, their brother, their uncle, their best friend from, you know what I'm saying? They posted a picture of him. He might have been like 10 years old or 12 years old DJing. Why? You got to celebrate that. Like, everybody's got the bad things about him, but like, look what that young person became that you're commenting about. You probably ain't even did half with your life that this person did.
Exactly.
Not even a quarter of. You know what I'm saying? This person was a kid with a dream sitting there DJing in their basement and ends up becoming one of the biggest producers in history. Celebrate that. But no, we always got to throw shade. But and it's this thing where in the environment we live now, it's like the attention on me is so important. It ain't even got to be about nothing. It ain't got to be real. It ain't got to be authentic. It's just got to be volume of people respond. That's what we drive off now. Not me, but a lot of people drive off for just engagement. Positive or negative. Engagement.
Right, exactly.
It's sick. You know what I'm saying? If we was doing it just for engagement, we wouldn't even be doing the podcast no more. Seriously. But everything's about engagement. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's dangerous because you're going to float this wave all the time, up, down, based on what other people are commenting or thinking about you. And that's a dangerous way to live. You know what I'm saying? And that makes me think sometimes, do I even really want to be famous? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be valued. Like, I want my message to live the test of time. And I want people that rock with it to authentically rock with it and rock with us. Just like the people in our life that love us. You know what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily want, 100,000 followers if 80,000 of them is just following because I'm lit now.
Right. You want impact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Same for me.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, that was another thing I saw scrolling on Instagram and the news, but I saw it first on Instagram. I just want to be socially responsible is over the last week and a half, up to 2 weeks, we had some tragedies. You know what I mean? We had the plane crash. I want to say it was in Philly. I could be wrong. It was a plane crash in Philly. It was a plane crash in DC.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It just had me thinking like, we're sitting here. And again, our plight is nothing to slight at, but while our hearts was broken, we're talking about our last episode or the one before that, I don't remember, but we want this dream house. We didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting here like, and condolences to the families impacted by this, but it was like a whole young sports team that lost their lives. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it just kind of refocused me to be like, I'm thankful for every day that I get to, spend with you, my woman, my kids and everything like that. Cause there's real tragedy. There's this real heartbreak out there. And there's people would love the opportunity to just have to say no to a house. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel for their families. So just condolences to everybody that was impacted by that situation, like true tragedies like that. And, you never want to bury your kids. And a lot of people had to bury their kids as a result of that situation. And my heart goes out to them. And I'm really sorry that happened. It looked crazy because it looked like they should have been able to avoid each other. I don't know what went down. I don't got all of the facts, so I don't want to misspeak on anything. But it just looked like, like something should have been differently. You know what I'm saying? But you just never know with that. You know what I mean? But I'm thankful for life today. You know what I mean? But I had to get some things off my chest, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be loved authentically because I love authentically. You know what I'm saying? And people, I want them to really benefit from our content, not just listen to it because it's popular. Like it can really, really help you. You know what I'm saying? Me and you's done a lot together. A lot. People should learn from that. And we can learn from them without all the fake likes and all that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, how you doing, baby? What's up? You know what I'm saying?
I'm stressed.
Really?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because so I'm working on this book.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ABC finance book. I can give a little bit more details now.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. It's an ABC finance book that has terms for children. Well, it has financial terms, but it's broken down to a level where children will understand it. And depending on the level of your child, I mean, you could be in elementary school, middle school, high school. It's simplified.
Mm-hmm.
So I hired somebody to help me work through this book. So I have the content, but to help me pull it together, the formatting and everything. And what's happening is our first interaction was amazing. He gave me some examples of what it would look like. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since then, it's gone downhill.
What, the engagement with him?
Yeah, because I'm not going to say that I'm a perfectionist, but I need high quality. And you present yourself as an editor and you're going to help me with formatting and everything. And I'm looking like, okay, it's all right.
Right.
But there's certain things that I would expect an editor to have certain skills. Editing includes grammar and punctuation. And I'm kind of starting to feel like maybe I got a little bit because maybe he's subcontracting
to somebody else.
And guess what? I'm cool with that. You can do that, but you're supposed to review the final product before it gets to me. So I'm seeing little grammatical errors like the first letter of the sentence isn't capitalized. I shouldn't have to tell you.
Yeah.
And then when I say, can you correct this? Can you do this? Oh, this image has a dot right here. There shouldn't be no dot. I'm detail oriented like that. Oh, I hope this is the last correction. Bro, stop playing with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think you might be right though. Something else is in that.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody gives you a little attitude like that,
yeah,
there's something else happening on their side that you don't know about.
Right. And the thing is, if you're the one that's doing the work, when I say, can you capitalize this? It should only take a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have to wait 24, 48 hours for these adjustments. So I'm kind of thinking, and I wanted your opinion on this because I'm thinking okay. So when we first connected, we were talking about this particular project.
Right.
But then other projects stemming from it. But now I'm thinking, because he still hasn't designed the book cover. So I'm thinking about just taking the digital part and just making it a digital book, a digital ebook, and then starting from scratch with the actual physical copy. Because I'm looking at it and I'm like...
But why would you have to start from scratch though?
Because I don't want to work with him no more. Like, I don't feel comfortable working with him because I haven't even told him, can you add a glossary in the back? He can't even get the page numbers right.
But you get to, whatever is created already with you, you get to keep that, right?
Right.
So why would you have to start from scratch?
Not start from scratch, but take what I have because I actually like the content and the layout.
Do you get to keep all the images and everything I'm seeing already?
Yeah.
Yeah, just take it. Your gut ain't never wrong. That's what my granny always told me. Like, she's like, listen to your gut. It ain't never wrong. And even when it's wrong, it's right.
Right.
That's what she told me. So it might not be wrong, right? You know, it may not be right in this moment, but something about it is right.
Right.
So your gut is telling you like, don't ignore it. Don't rationalize it or nothing.
I want to be excited to work with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, Lord, now I got to tell him to add a glossary in the back. And that's how I'm feeling like, I got to tell him to add a glossary in the back.
Yeah, but you know what? And before anybody gets lost, so they make sure they know exactly what we're talking about if you haven't been following our podcast. Randy, to me, has a absolute gold mine genius product sitting on her hands right now. And I ain't going to give you too much because I want her to cover as much as she's comfortable with. But I would say it like this. Finances is important for everybody. Finances drive your life. They take care of the things you must take care of. And hopefully you live a life where they can take care of the things that you want as well. And lastly, while you're doing and getting what you need and also getting what you want, hopefully you're leaving something for people after you to be able to do the same thing because you love them in a way that's not just saying I love you, but I love you in a way to leave you something tangibly to make your life better and successful going forward. Well, how do you do that? You should start thinking about finances at a young age. Finances is important. It ain't just for adults. You don't want to get into your 20s and that's the first time you start thinking about finances. No, we don't believe that. So Randy has creating a book that's all for young learners to start to learn about finances. And I love the way that she's did it. And we have to get it out there. So when y'all see us drop this book, sure, seriously, pick up a copy. You know what I'm saying? Pick up a digital one. When we do the hardbacks, pick up one, look through it, and you're going to realize like, yes, I'm going to sit down with my kid and we're going to start this journey early in their life about finances. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see in other cultures, especially outside of like the usual U.S. American culture, like people are thinking about finances and money and getting money savvy early in their life. And those that do it, they differentiate themselves than others. And Randy, I love what you created, and it's not final yet. I ain't dropping the name of the book unless you want to. I don't even remember it actually exactly. But I looked through the content, y'all. I'm not gassing. And I just felt this feeling of like, yes. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all listen to us. If you haven't listened, even if you haven't listened to us, We got multiple businesses together. We got this accounting and tax business, which we talked about our sponsor base and accounting. That's me and Randy, and we got a team also. You know what I'm saying? We got our podcast. Like, we're doing things, but this book is like one of those moments where we're like, this is different. This is big. This is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's the intro into bigger things. So I'm excited about it. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you're not feeling great about it, take what you have and finalize it with somebody else. But we're going to push it real hard. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think that with what I have, I could probably go straight to digital. But I'm also thinking with what I have, I can take it, redesign it, like flip it and make it a lot better. Because even the imagery and stuff, it's okay. I like it, but I don't love it. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I'm also realizing that it doesn't have to be perfect either. As a digital copy.
So I would say this, right? I love what you did, and I think the message and the information in it is the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? And getting it out there, I think is the priority. If you're happy with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? We could sit there and find cover and other things and redo imagery and stuff like that.
Right.
But the goal is to have young learners start to learn about finances and be engaged. For it to not be overwhelming. You know what I mean? For it to not be too technical, right? And for it to be something that you can enjoy reading a little bit. Do you think you have that?
Yes.
Bang.
Run it. Okay.
Run it. And I'm going to challenge you as of today to start pushing it out there. Coming soon, or drop it on your Instagram, something.
The ebook.
Whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But like, no, I'm looking at you because I know this is where your fear comes in. I know you. This is where the anxiety comes. I know this woman, see? You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know, this is my wife right there. I know her. You know what I mean? But this, like, it's all cool when it's being tucked in the side. You know what I'm saying? You've been cooking on the side, but now you got to bring the food out. And that's where you're going to get nervous. But I think this is where you get bold. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what else is, so we're going to switch with the book and everything. But I do want you to start advertising. Give me something to advertise, a picture, by coming soon, whatever. You know what I mean? Get that out there and talk to your coach.
I will.
Have you talked to your coach?
Oh, yeah, I got all sorts of homework.
Oh, well, enlighten me. A little bit.
Okay, the challenge is, though, and I'm not making excuses. And I know you might think when I say I'm not making excuses, that means I'm making excuses. But I'm just going to tell you what the challenge is.
Mm-hmm.
My time.
Is that unique to you?
No, it's not. But I'm going to be honest. I'm thinking about quitting my part-time seasonal.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously?
Seriously, because today I'm going to put in about 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still not able to get to the things that my coach has asked me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have laundry to do. You asked me to make chili. I have to work. I'm getting my hair done. And she's asked me to come up with some offers for business to business and business to consumer. And I have to sit and think about what it is that I already know and how I can help people with this information. So
it's kind of like in the way.
It's kind of in the way, but I also know it's just the season. And at this part-time seasonal, one of their clients has a complicated tax situation, which is their partnership. And the partnership's not just people, it's other businesses. And there's what is it, like their shares, their dividend shares, like the calculation is off. It's some stuff going on.
Right.
But it's my first time being exposed to this. So this is the type of stuff that gets me excited. And it's why I'm here, because I'm here to learn. And I'm supposed to call their client back this afternoon. And because I told them, oh, this should be pretty straightforward. I'll be able to figure this out for you. I'll get back to you on Sunday. So being in those type of situations where I have to figure it out, it makes me better.
True.
So that's the type of stuff that I actually look forward to. And it has me thinking like, maybe I shouldn't quit because I'm being exposed to so much more. So,
but
go ahead. I can't get to my creative project. I shouldn't say I can't get to it. It's just challenging.
It's challenging, right? I'm glad you said that. It's challenging because it doesn't mean you can't do it.
Right.
It's just hard. Now, what I would say though, and it's your decision to make, but sometimes we get put in certain situations to make us better for a larger picture. You know what I'm saying? And what I see with your part-time job is that you have to often communicate things really well and speak to people. And I think that could be skills that you're continuing to develop for the next season. So like you're putting this book out, you're going to have to go. I envision you one day doing a book tour and talking to people about your book and why you created it and why it's so impactful and stuff like that. Well, if I told you to go do that right now in front of 1,000 people, you'd probably be real nervous. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you wouldn't even keep in this job, but right now you're in an arena where you have to talk to people about their situation. You have to be confident in the skill sets you have. You have to articulate yourself well. You have to make people feel safe. You have to make people feel comfortable. Like there's so many elements to what you're doing. It could just be the training you need for the bigger thing. And doing laundry and making chili, although I appreciate all that, that's not going to give you that. So pray about it, but God could be sitting there and doing what he usually do, which is like cooking up what you really need. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to get prepared. We ask for big blessings, but are we prepared for them?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because you might want a whole bunch of people to buy your book and believe in it. Well, they're not just going to buy it and then have no further impacts on you. It's going to have more impacts on your life, right? Think about it. If this book does amazing, your life will be changed. Because now you probably got to go and recreate and do something else. Now you got to go be in forums to talk about something you never talked about before. You never wrote a book before.
Right.
You have never had to really engage with people that bought a book that might have questions for you about it.
Right.
Or might have forums where they write about it. Or comments or columns. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what's ahead. So when you ask for things, God knows what's coming and you don't know what's coming. So he could just be preparing you. I'm just throwing it out there, you know? And I think that, again, this book is going to be amazing, but I think this is just the first start of you tapping into what's really great about you, which is not just providing services to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's your knowledge.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about the next project too. And I'm thinking about going back to like childhood and when I became aware of finances. And I think that could have a great impact on kids. Because now I have to open up, but in a creative way and just talk about what it's like to not have.
Can I ask you something without ruining the content? You know I'm good, dear. Listen, yo. Listen, yo. Our podcast is real, right? So we talk about finances and we're sitting here. We're creating this book. Randy's creating this book to teach young learners about finances and everything like that. But here's where the real part comes in. We're not just doing it for likes. We're not just doing it for money, but there's a big, deep history there, right? So young adults, middle-aged people, whoever's out there listening, like there's a why behind what Randy's doing. And you can learn a lot from somebody that's been through the times that she's been through to become an adult who has such a passion about finances. So that's why even in the advertisement, when you reach out to Basden Accounting, you're not going to find nobody better, nobody who cares more about your finances. Not just because they went to school and they did accounting and they have skills to do accounting and finances. That's not it. It has to be more there. It has to be a love there. There has to be a deeper connection, which is going to have that person put even more care on your financial situation. So, Randy, I don't want to ruin the book, but maybe you could just give us one little nugget today as to why when somebody works with you or somebody reads your book, they know that underlying passion for finances and where it comes from. Can I get something? Just something. I don't want to, just something where they could say, oh yeah, that's that girl Randy. And I know something about her. Just something. And we could put it in the book. Y'all got a little early intro. Go buy the book after this. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it's a story. Maybe it's a moment. But one of those things where they could be like, yeah, I see why she cares so much about finances. Something.
You know, I don't know. That's something that I have to search.
Well, think about it.
And think about it because I just remember being a kid, and I remember watching Oprah. And I remember a specific episode where there was this author. I don't even remember his name, but it was like, oh, I'm going to have to find the book and the author. Right. But anyway, in this episode, it was talking about how you can take the money that you earn and put it away automatically. So when you get paid from your job, automatically put away 10%, automatically put away money for retirement. And then they wheeled out a wagon full of money. And they were like, if you put away this much for this many years, you would have, it was like $1 million or some high crazy amount. And I'm probably in like 4th grade and I'm like, this is amazing. If I just put away a little bit, every time I get paid, I'll have this type of money. Wow. Because I was a child, we didn't have a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot of going out. There wasn't a whole lot of extra. Like I would literally say it was probably just enough for real. So being exposed to that, it changed my life. And I was always conscious growing up about money. So when I got my first job, I was able to save. Like I've never had a problem saving because I know if you just take a little bit and put it to the side, you'll always have some. So never had a problem saving, never had a problem getting a job, enrolling in 401k, maxing it out. So, but anyway, I would say that's probably when I first became aware. And then over the years, my mom would put on, like there was like a Susie Orman show, and she's like a financial person, and she would buy me these books and I would read them. And it's so interesting to me. So I'm like, oh, if you just put away a little bit, you can be prepared. You could be prepared for your future. You can have money for emergencies. Okay. So being exposed to that has been amazing. But then I think that seeing that a lot of people don't have that. They don't have the mindset. And it's not really that hard to do. It's just that you have to tell yourself no. And I'm coming from a real place too, because I haven't been perfect at it. So, but I'm not going to say why.
Girl, you better drive me. Hey, look, you better speak.
All I'm going to say is that sometimes when you get married, you have two people that come together that are not the same.
Oh, I didn't even pick up that I was involved. You might as well hold that. Never mind. You could hold it now.
I love you though. We've had a lot of fun.
I know.
So, but yeah.
I didn't even catch that you was referring to me though.
Yeah.
All right, I spend a lot of money. I know.
Yeah, Dexter spends a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it's caused a lot of problems in our relationship.
A lot of problems?
For me. You already know it's been a problem.
I thought it was one problem. Maybe repeatable offenses, but
exactly.
All right, so one problem, but lots of occurrences.
Lots of occurrences.
You said a lot of problems. I'm like,
yes. But to me, it just came easy understanding it, and I feel like now I'm at a place because I've always been aware, but not confident enough to really educate people or to really. Like, I've tried.
Right.
But I haven't been confident enough to actually believe in myself. Like, I'm special. I can do this. You have the experience. You have the expertise. You've lived life. In the past, I've come from a place of wanting to be perfect with it. But now I'm like, you know what? I'm okay. I know these concepts. I know they're simple.
Yeah.
But I haven't been the best at implementing them myself. And I feel like that's okay. People can learn from me. Like if we have a financial emergency, we're still able to get through it. Why? Because we have put processes in place. We have savings on the side. We have credit cards that are not maxed out. You know, like we're able to move differently than a lot of people. Like if you lost your job today, we can go a while just because we have money to the side. And yeah.
Hey, you know what's interesting though? Sorry,
what's that?
I didn't mean to cut you off. But and y'all gonna peep this who's listening to this episode, but I sat there and I told you, I said, can you give me a little bit of a nugget into why you're so passionate about finances so anybody that's listening could get a feel for who Randy is? And I put it on you. And your first response to me was, I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm not sure. And then you just went for 7 minutes. And then you just went for 7 minutes touching on Susie Orman and somebody from school and money being wheeled in and all types of stuff. Yeah. But the first thing you said was, was kind of pushbacky, like kind of like reserved, like, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it. That's your fear.
What? What's my fear?
No, that is fear. That's lack of confidence and belief in yourself. And all you need to do is stop and just let the greatness come out of you. Because you actually didn't need no time to think. Because you came right behind it and you just started talking. And that's why you're going to have to write that book.
Yeah, you might be right, because I can, now that you've got it started, I can actually think of.
Oh, yeah, you ready to go. You ready to go. You ready to go. I can see it in your eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's a difference between me and you, too. Because I don't think you grew up in life the way that I did, where you was always pushed to express your emotions and how you feel about things.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I do it so quickly, so naturally. But you were like a bottled up piece of greatness. And you have to sit down in your own self and let it come out. And it's going to take you a little longer than somebody like me. But the truth is, Randy, you haven't even given the world yet who you are. You haven't did it yet. And you need to sit there just like when you're doing weights and you did 10 and your brain tells you that your arms I'm had enough. You got to go do 15. You have to do the 15. That's why I'm looking you right in your eyes. You have to, because that's what's missing in your life. That's what's got you walking around here all the time, talking about the businesses with God and how, that's not going to do this. And like, it's because you haven't let yourself come out fully. And every time you start to, you shut it down. That's why you haven't finished a lot of things. But that's going to change now. And I'm just being real. I know I'm right. I could feel it. Every time that little bit of greatness comes out of you, you kind of shut it down because of lack of confidence. And it's very scary to you. But we just listened to you for 7 minutes, go right into your bag about what you experienced with finances. And I want to encourage you to go run through that. Sit down in the quiet sometimes and start writing it. Let it out. There's a lot in you that hasn't come out about your whole life, relationships, things that you've been through. It's all in you. You have to let it come out and you have to give it time. And when it starts making you afraid, you have to know that that's the moment that is great. Seriously. I'm telling you something. Do it, man. And then people could really realize, like, man, not only can I trust this girl with my taxes, my finances, I could trust her with anything that has to do with money because they can connect with you. You see what I'm saying? And that's why we are where we are, because of that passion and love and impact that money has had on your life. You always make sure that we're good. And you will want other people to make sure that they good. Let people get to connect with you for real, man. Everybody's got a gift. Everybody. That's your gift. To help people, man. Serious. That's your gift. Cry. No, that's your gift. That's your gift, man. God puts us through tough times to use this to the benefit of others. That's what he does. God lets you and your brothers throw you in a hole and leave you for dead so that he can have you be brought up and go lead a whole nation afterwards and have your brothers come back to you and you have to forgive them. That's what God does, man. He puts you through these tough times, not to persecute you, but to prepare you. And that's what he's doing for you. Serious, man. And that's what he did with you with the mama that you had and every experience that you've been through. He's prepared you for a moment in your life. And I think this is that moment, man. Serious. And I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna watch you realize that I'm right. Serious. Because even in this moment, me being right is not about me. God's just letting me know. I can feel it. I'm right about this. Oop, my finger. I can feel it. So you need to go there more often. And I want to encourage y'all, like I tell y'all, man, it's the best podcast in the world. Man, ain't nobody else talking about this. You don't need no likes. You don't need to stop watching all them pimple videos, even though I love them. You know what I'm saying? Like go do something that's good for the soul and not just good for the flesh. You feel me? And that's what this podcast is, But if you're out there and you got an idea and you've been through some things, like, go tap into that. Don't run away from it. Don't gloss it over. Don't cover it with liquor and weed and friends and like, nah, like just sit in that bag of your experiences and let God tell you what you're supposed to do with them. Because if you're sitting there like, oh, I had such a hard life. I've been through X, Y, Z and my daddy wearing around. Okay, that's all true. But if you're just sitting in the pain, you haven't found the purpose yet. And you're missing out. Because all that pain is for purpose. That's what God shows us. Is pain is for purpose. You know what I'm saying? And we go through pain for a purpose that's bigger than that. And I encourage you to do that. I'm excited about your book. I'm excited about you. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you're doing. But please, for me, don't let this be one of those things where you put to the side and it doesn't go the way it's supposed to go.
Okay.
This is your moment. You feel me? Anything else we need to know about this book before we move on from that? You know what I'm saying? We're going to find somebody new. We're going to go digital with it, make some decisions. We're going to go digital with it. Hey, yo, we make decisions on here too. We don't just be gassing. So we're going to do something. We're going to make it digital. We're going to put it out there. Y'all going to see it. And we need y'all to go cop one. Share it with your kids, with all your young learners that you want them to be better than you. That's another thing. Let's stop hating on our youth and the people that's behind us. Your job is to make your niece, nephew, younger brother, younger sister, child, make them better than you.
Yeah,
that's your job.
Even as an adult, you can read it.
Oh yeah.
And then let me just say this too. This is another thing that I found, that sometimes we overcomplicate things, and if you simplify, the adult can understand. So I just want to say, even though it's a children's book, adults can read it too, and it's good.
They need to read it to their children.
Yeah.
Read it with their children.
Yeah.
They probably learn something themselves.
Yeah. But it's not, I just want to be clear, like it's not a story book. It's more of like an exposure book. The story books are coming, but this is an exposure. What is cash? What are assets? What is debt? You know, what are expenses? What is a business? What's accounts receivable? So it hits it from different angles, but I'm definitely pushing knowledge, but I'm also pushing business because I talk about how businesses make money and accounting too. So, but you'll see because you haven't.
Well, check this out.
Seen it.
Check this out. Time frame on it. When can we drop this? No. Serious. When can we drop this, man?
We can drop it 3 weeks.
Oh, all right. I can rock with that.
3
I thought
weeks.
you was gonna say 3 months.
No, the digital.
No, the digital. Yeah.
Digital copy, 3 weeks.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
So right now we are on episode, is it 58?
Is it? I'm not sure. All right. So by 62. Either way, even if it's 58, you got an extra week. But by episode 62, y'all, make sure you follow our podcast. We should be on her episode 62, maybe 61, but definitely 62. And we should be talking about the book that dropped because we're going to be accountable, right?
But the only thing is, hold on, I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like I need more than a week or two to promote it. No?
Nope. Don't agree. Don't agree. We could promote up until, and then we promoting after it drop every day. That's what we do. Promoting every day. Because guess what? Here's the thing. You think you need all this time to promote? The people that's going to buy your book, most of them's not in your immediate circle right now. You already know that.
Yeah, that's true.
You already know that. So we're already going into the unknown. Y'all know what it's like when you do something bigger than what people know you of or different. They be the ones that's not going to follow it. They're going to be the ones that don't buy it because now you're going outside of the element of how they know you. So they're not going to be instantly like, oh, let me go grab one because they know you as so from around the way. You know what I mean? But that don't mean that you need to hold off on your greatness because you don't know who's it for. That's the thing. You don't know who that audience is really for and who's really waiting on it. So don't have them waiting, man. Don't have them waiting too long. We're going to promote heavy up until and even heavier after you drop it. You know what I'm saying? And then when the hard cover comes out, soft cover, whatever it's called, promoting.
Because I was also thinking with the hardcover, you have a workbook that comes with it, like a bundle. So you're not just looking at terms and understanding them, like you can do something. I don't know what that is yet, but.
True.
Yeah.
Anything else on your heart before I go into something else?
Nah.
Hey, so look, the other thing I want to talk about before we run out of time on the podcast this is for my business owners, or even if you don't got a business, like life continues to go on. And one of the challenging things that I talk to my clients about is we're financial advisors, right? But think about it. If you're giving somebody advice, your advice has to be correct, it has to be valuable, and it has to be timely. Well, for those three things to get hit, you have to stay connected with the changes in times. You know what I'm saying? So your clients' businesses, sometimes they're doing well, sometimes they're not doing well, sometimes they got to pause on some things, and we be impacted by that. And we talked about it as advisors. But you always have to be humble and be willing to learn the new thing and enhance yourself. So if you have a business, you create processes. As soon as you create it, you start looking to make it better. It sounds crazy, but you implement it. And the first thing you start doing is monitoring it to see how it's going. But you start assessing it and start thinking about how to make it better. And those are the people that are really, really successful. They're already making what they do better before they even have issues with it. And that's how they stay current with the times, and they're able to grow with changes in the world and changes in the economy and changes in business and industry and all of that, right? So I say that because, first of all, if y'all don't know, I'm Bermudian. You know what I mean? I'm a proud Bermudian, born in Bermuda, live a lot of my life in Bermuda, love Bermuda. You know what I mean? My favorite place in the world, that, and after I went to Portugal, but Portugal's up there too. You know what I'm saying? But listen, y'all, I'm gotta get some more. I'm venting today. Listen, man. Bermuda, I love y'all. I'm going to just keep it real. We're behind the times, all right? I had to, look, you know where I'm going with this, Randy. We're behind the times. So I lived in Bermuda up until my mid-20s, you know what I'm saying? I came to the U.S. and I've been, back and forth visiting since then. But listen, man, sometimes you don't know how things are until you get exposed to something else. So you might think, like, this is the greatest thing in the world. Like, this is not a big deal. This is fine. This customer service I'm getting is fine. These processes I'm a part of, they fine. And then you go somewhere else and you're like, hold on. It's been a while since I've had to deal with the way it used to be. So let me tell y'all something about Bermuda, man. I love Bermuda, man. But, we are a little bit behind the times when it comes to technology and business. And my country, I need us to do better, man. All right, let me give you an example, man. It's 2024, 2025. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here and I'm working in a new business venture, and as part of that business venture, I need to renew a work permit. You know what I'm saying? International worker, I need to renew the work permit. Listen to this, man. Y'all know what's supposed to happen when you're trying to do something in business. You either can go online, fill out some stuff. Maybe there's an app that needs to be used or whatever the case may be. You can call a department, press option 3, get all different types of response. I'm calling for a month straight. I'm not going to put the name out there because I want the negativity, but I'm calling for a month straight because we got to put an ad in the newspaper. Nobody answers the phone for a month straight. I call every number that I see online for this place to advertise. And all I get is voicemail after voicemail after voicemail after voicemail for a month straight, y'all. All right. Now, again, I ain't been in Bermuda for a while, so maybe this is how it was when I was living there, and now I'm been spoiled, I guess, whatever. So I finally pressed the operator number. Somehow I got through to somebody. And this is not the accurate name, but I'm just going to use one. And the person answers the phone. I kid you not. And they're like, good morning, da-da-da-da-da. And I said, I've been calling for a month straight trying to get this person. They're like, oh, no, honey, you've been calling sales. You need to call the marketing. You got to go call Susan. Excuse me? I'm like, you mean I need to call the marketing department? No. You need to talk to Susan. I'm like, Susan? Like, I literally got to get this one person. I have to connect with this one person. Then they'd be like, yeah, call back again. She didn't answer, call back again in 30 minutes. I'm like, how, yo? Why are we in 2024, 2025, and for us to get something done, we literally got to call Susan, the one person on the island that does it? What the hell is going on? What is going on? Oh, she's probably on lunch break, honey. Just call back. And if you don't get her, just call back me and then we'll work it out. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. We got to do better, man. We need departments. We need automatic responses. We need like prompts. Like we shouldn't have to call any company and to get something done, we got to find Susan, the one person that supports that task. That's crazy. We got to at least have her to key person dependencies. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Another example, man. Check this out. In the U.S., I appreciate the U.S. I'm living here. Done. You look on your bank account and you see a charge that you don't know for $10. You call the bank up before they even know if it's a legit fraud or not. They'll get you the money back on provisional credit. They take care of it right away. I'm saying the first things. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you're encountering this. We'll work through it. Let's put a claim number in. They address it. It's a beautiful thing. Done. In my wonderful country, you call the bank and you tell them something like, I think somebody who has access to my account is a signatory on my account. I think they're stealing money from. I think they're committing fraud, whatever the case may be. Do you know they give you paperwork that you have to get that person to sign? Done. The person that you think is taking money out of your account, they have to sign off to remove themselves from access. How? How that's supposed to work?
And it's paper.
I'm going to print it out, write on it, scan it back. Oh, my Lord, guys. Why, man? Come on, Bernie, man. What better? What gotta do better, man? What gotta do better? And I just think I've been in the U.S. for so long, but I had to get that out. Like, it's so hard to get something done business-wise in Bermuda, done. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't have to find Susan. We shouldn't have to ask the person who's stealing from us to sign the paper to remove themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is it that is 2024, 2025, and for us to get something done, you still got to do it in person? We went through COVID. At least COVID was supposed to make our processes better. Everybody in Birmingham, if you got a business, and I respect, you could think what you like, but respectfully, as soon as COVID hit, all the businesses should have been like, I have to enhance my processes right now for people to not have to come see me in person.
So, mate, you were very passionate.
I am passionate.
So maybe that's something maybe that's a service that you could offer to your country.
You know what? That's a good idea.
Just saying.
But you get what I'm saying?
I've been
like, there should be no business in Birmingham that requires you to come in person for it to be successful, man. What are we doing? Why are we so behind the times? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why? Look, I'm going to get it out. Why if I go to the beach and I want to get a chair, I'm still got to walk across the hot sand in my feet to go pay $15 for my chair? Where's the app? Why can't I pre-order the chair on my app and it show up in the place I want with my drink? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Y'all making us do hard labor. This is crazy. And I went on TikTok. I was on Instagram, and they had a top 10 most expensive places to live in the world, and Bermuda was number 1. So you're telling me the most expensive place to live in the world, for you to get some business done, you still got to call Susan?
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
And there's only 2 banks.
Oh, no. Oh my gosh. Wait, why? Why is it like this? All this cost, all this money, the most expensive place to live in the world, and it takes forever to get something done. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing that I forgot about, which I do love about Birmingham, you know what I'm saying? You only experience it there. But like, you could literally go to a restaurant or go to buy something out of a store and wait in line 10 minutes. Not because it's a 10-minute line, but so-and-so that's right in front of you in the line, girl, I ain't seen you for so long. How's your family, girl? Wow. Let me see a picture. Look how big he is. That's crazy. Remember when we used to go to the church together? Wow. Is it his foreign now? Is it school? That's crazy, girl. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? And you know what? Let me hurry up because I got a line behind me and I need to go on break. Done. And out here in the States, somebody would have got out their car and pulled you right out the window and honked the horn, tell you go. It's just cultural things, man. You know, I'm Bermuda. I love Bermuda, but you know what I'm saying? We gotta, especially on the business side, we gotta be better than that. We gotta be better. You know what I'm saying? These forms look like you need a typewriter to fill them out. You know what I'm saying? Where's the electronic signed forms? This is crazy.
Yeah. But it is, I mean, it's a beautiful culture. And it's one of the things that I love about you because you're so laid back.
I know. I love that too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just talking about business.
Yeah.
Business. We got to be better with business, man. It's got to be easier to do things. You know what I mean? It's got to be easier. Like, it's got to be easy. But anyway, Bermuda, I love you. You know what I mean? Instead of just complaining, I'm going to take Randy up on that and see how I could give back to my country, because we got to get up to the times with technology and business. We really do. You know what I'm saying? We got to meet the most amazing place in the world, to live, the most amazing people, the most beautiful place. I shouldn't have to call Susan just to get something done. There should be 5 Susans. You know what I'm saying? It should be 7 Susans. You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't know that my papers didn't get done because Susan was sick and had to take a couple days off. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Bermuda, we gonna work on this. Anyway, before we get anything else, Ben?
No, we'll talk about it on the next episode.
All right. Make sure y'all, if you enjoyed this podcast episode, I'm Dex. I'm the host of the Dex and Randi Show. My co-host Randy, we here for y'all. Randy's book will be coming out in 3 weeks. Make sure you go check it. It's for young learners. Get you right with your finances. And make sure you follow the Dex and Randi Show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're dropping video episodes on YouTube now. You can follow us there. You can follow us on Instagram at Dex and Randi Show. We guys are here for y'all. We go through the ups and downs of life. We keep it real, relatable, and we love y'all. Peace. Make sure you follow the Dex and Randi Show on all platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on YouTube. Let us know what you're going through. This is the #1 show for going through the ups and downs of life. We want to hear from you, engage with you. Till next time, peace.